Hi guys, in this video I want to show you what happens when you spend $600,000 on Facebook ads in 30 days, right? So I'll show you the exact stats. I'll show you basically what happens when you go such like high volume, some of the complications, some of the problems, like things that people don't talk about. Like they talk about results, they show like great stats and everything, but I'll show you the bad stuff. I'll show you the nasty stuff. I'll show you the things that you have to be prepared for if you want to go like high volume with your advertising. And basically if you're looking to scale your store to the next level, obviously the problems that you will have will also be next level. So that's what I want to show you in this video. It will not be like the most kind of like the nicest video, but it will be very educational, very transformational, might change some things in your perspective when you get to this level. So you can take all of these lessons, implement them for yourself, get great results. And by the way, guys, if you're looking for help with scaling your e-commerce business, spending as much as possible on Facebook advertising, on e-commerce business, on dropshipping business, click on the link below, apply for a free strategy session with my team members, and we'll see if we can help you to scale your business to the next level. So you can see here we spent 132,000. So this is euros. So this is even a bit more than dollars, right? So let me refresh this. So you can see here 132. So here it's 98. Right here we have 86. Here 293. Right. And here we have 61, right? So even more than that. And I want to show you guys basically what happens when you spend this amount and what happens, not just with good things that are happening. Obviously, your sales are growing and everything, but also in terms of what bottlenecks and issues can happen if you're spending this amount on Facebook advertising, right? So basically the strategy overall, the strategy here was mostly with combination of ad set budgeting and CBOs. And ad set budgeting still works very well. And if you have tested CBOs versus ad set budgeting, you might have found that ad set budgeting is even more profitable. CBO is good for scaling, right? So that's basically what we've utilized. Mostly ad set budgeting for testing. You have more control what you test, how much you spend on testing. And CBO is basically for scaling, right? It's not very efficient for testing. It spends, budgets fast, right? As you might know. So it's better for scaling. If you hit a good CBO, you just might spend, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, even more, $3,000 a day, easily and fast. And if it hits good ROAS, that's typically, just few of those campaigns can generate very good spend. So we've had basically 20 different CBOs, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. So basically everything structured for, different type of traffic, right? So we have the retargeting CBOs, we had the middle of the funnel, top of the funnel, right? So top of the funnel, ad set budgeting with testing was working, we're basically scaling it. And then with other accounts, as you can see, we've had multiple ad accounts. We're basically replicating what works with the main one, right? Bottom of the funnel retargeting with other products. That's typically, missed opportunity for a lot of, entrepreneurs where they have a good season peak sales, they have lots of buyers, but they don't retarget their current buyers with their other products, right? It basically just, leaving that opportunity on the table. Those campaigns typically get very high ROI. Right, 2 to 4 ad sets per CBO. That's what we've tested recently. That's what works very well. Having proven audiences, but only 2 to 4 ad sets per CBO. Basically, just leaving not many variables for CBO and just letting it spend big amounts. But audiences need to be very big. Need to be at least 5, ideally 10 millions plus, so they can accommodate this fast scaling. I would recommend keep everything clean. Only few ad sets per CBO. But also what we have experimented with was basically adding more budgets into CBOs, right? So for example, once you have some initial traction, basically duplicating ad sets within the CBO. And a lot of people say that, it's not the best, it's not the best strategy, but I'll show you here, guys. So for example, here, as you can see, there are different ad sets within one CBO. So the budget for this one is over 2,000 euros per day. And what happened here, as you can see, like a lot of these like CBOs have been, assets within CBO have been like duplicated when the CBO was already running, right? So a lot of people say this basically like resets the learning cycle, but I found it's totally fine to basically duplicate the assets inside of the CBO that's already running. So this was like a good insight that we've had from all of this. Obviously, we would make sure that we are turning off stuff that doesn't work, right? So we would start with few assets and then, basically duplicating and creating new assets within the CBO that's already performing, right? We wouldn't touch it like for at least 3 days, but then, basically add it, right? And kill the assets and ads that are not performing. So we would just treat it as regular asset, pretty much like as a regular asset budgeting setup. So we would kill, the assets that are not performing and ads that are not performing. And we would feed it like with enough data, in those like 3 days. Obviously that's, quite a lot of data. If some of them like extremely out of KPIs, we would just shut it down even like earlier, right? So ideally you would use audiences you built from other stores and products. And if not, just use large audiences of 5-10 million. So you can do this without any prior data. It's just like less proven and obviously higher risk that that you will be unprofitable, and a lot of these assets within CBO simply will not get you any sales. So what happens when you spend 600K on Facebook ads in 30 days, right? Now, a lot of people talk about scaling, about like how positive and like different methods for scaling, and that's fine. But that's only possible when you have like good cash flow, right? So scaling is only possible. Cash flow is, is the most important, one of the most important things when scaling. So for example, if you're in the country and you're using like countries like UK or like, I guess Australia, New Zealand, like Singapore, like those countries offer like 7-day payouts on Stripe. And this is very, very hard to scale with 7-day payouts, right? Because let's say you get like $10,000 in sales today, you only get those $10,000 in 7 days, whereas like you have to pay for your vendors, you have to pay for your products, you have to pay for your ad spend, right? And also if they shut down the Stripe account, you'll have your money stuck there. So you have to sort out the money in, money out game. You have to watch my other videos, how to manage cash flow for e-commerce business, should be somewhere here, or just check out my channel and subscribe to my channel, by the way, because you'll get a lot of great insights and value out of it. So either have like another cash flow business, maybe you have some like consulting business on the side, or maybe you have some other like services business on the side that basically funds your e-commerce business, or find your ideal pace to scale, right? It's not like, if someone shows you like how to scale from $0 to $100,000 a day in sales, right? It doesn't mean that you have to do the same. It doesn't mean that you have to just, go crazy about it. Just, like go from $0 to $200,000 that fast, right? Because you might not be in position to do so, right? And especially, if you have those issues with PayPal and Stripe. So PayPal and Stripe are not ideal as alternatives. Like you can use the direct merchant processing from your bank. I'm using the Bank of America processing. If your company is in the United States, you can get it, from your bank. And if you know your numbers, credit cards are okay too. Some of the credit cards offer, like cashbacks and stuff. So you can get like few percent extra, from, what you're spending basically. So let's say you're spending $100,000 per month. Let's say you get like 5-6% back as a cash back, or like traveling bonuses and air miles. Like that's quite kind of like adds up over time. Let's say over the period of the year you spend like $1 million. That's like 6% of it, like $60,000. Like it's like a salary, So that would be returned to you as a cashback, for instance. Fulfillment issues we have faced, like obviously at this level, you'll be getting like hundreds of orders per day, thousands of orders per day. Just AliExpress will not work out at this level, right? You have to either work with an agent. Shoot me a message below if you're looking for an agent. I'll connect you with a good agent who can source products for you and ship them in like 4-6 days. Basically get them delivered to your customers. 4-6 might be like, not all agents can offer that, but up to like 10 days is something very reasonable. Or you should buy products in bulk from Alibaba. Brand them, have your custom packaging, and keep them in fulfillment centers for fast shipping. That's another option. Basically, you need like good relationship with your agent. He has to be aware that you're scaling aggressively. You know, a lot of like factories, a lot of agents are not designed to have, you know, to have like a, you know, enough inventory in stock. And also you're not alone. There are also like other people that are might be selling the same product, right, that you have to be aware of when basically expanding aggressively, right? So that's what a lot of people are not talking about, right? People talk about like how to scale and some specific strategies, but this is backend. This is very, very important, right? So you need to be sure that manufacturers can handle it. Another point here, guys, delegation. Like to spend this amount of ad spend, you can see like there are multiple ad accounts, right, that need to be managed. There are multiple things that need to be handled. So to basically to accommodate all of this stuff, you need to have like good infrastructure. You need to delegate fast and you need to delegate effectively in order to, you know, to get stuff done, right? So video editing, copywriting, managing ads, fulfilling products. You need to have like a project manager and then having like other contractors under him. Like, so project manager would manage your employees, would manage your contractors, and you need like basically build a system, you know, out of these people, systematize every task as they do, right? So for example, testing ads, testing new creatives. So that's like done by default on a weekly basis, or on a like every 2 days, there's like new creative that's testing, right? And you have to observe how the whole machine is running, maybe some things that need to be fixed, right? So you just go, fix it, get it done, right? And it will be easier to spot problems, and it will be easier for you to fix them when your mind is not in the business. If you're obsessed about like small things in your business, if you're like thinking about your ads and stuff, right, it's hard to spend that amount of money. So you would have to train someone. If you're in this stage where, like, for example, you are managing the advertising, but you are scaling, like you see that the business is growing, it's profitable, then you have to train media buyers as soon as possible. So you have to free up yourself from that task. And the same thing with your other tasks, right? With fulfillment, you know, with product quality, with support. So all of those things need to be delegated and outsourced if you want to free up your time to have a bigger thinking about how you can expand your business, right? So these are, guys, the insights, and this is what happens when you spend $600,000 on Facebook ads in 30 days. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, and if you're looking to scale your business, you know, to 7 and 8 figures, just let me know in the comments. And also, there's a link below this video where you can apply for a free strategy session with my team, where we'll see if we can help you to scale up your business. Also, let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. We release a lot of videos like this, great value for you guys, so you can just take some of those insights and basically implement them into your own business. And thank you for watching. Like this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.